Hello, Econ. This is my presentation on the economic impact of COVID-19. Focus on the small things. My presentation will focus more on how small businesses were impacted by COVID-19. Small business, big biz. Many small businesses or mom and pop shops were alive and well before 2020. What happened to them, you may ask? COVID-19. COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus, took the world by storm. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives to this virus. Many lost their jobs, homes, and even their businesses. COVID-19 is contagious, and there is no cure for it still. It is a respiratory disease that attacks your body in similar ways to the flu, but arguably worse. This stopped people from gathering, which put a damper on almost all forms of businesses. A big change in demand. Most small businesses operate in person, usually out of their house or a small storefront. COVID-19 halted in-person businesses. This had the biggest impact on small biz. Small biz owners constantly reached out to their community for support, a community that could no longer gather in support of them. Consumers had to shift how they bought things and what they bought as money became tight and certain options weren't available, such as in person. You can no longer go in stores, sit in restaurants because you might come in contact with other people because COVID-19 is contagious. More consumers looked online to shop, which reduced the demand for products from small businesses. Most small businesses only operate in person. A surprising amount didn't have websites. Most small businesses sell luxury or non-necessity items. During the pandemic, many lost their jobs. This meant there was less money to go around for wants or luxury items. A big change in supply. Some businesses get their equipment or other resources from international retailers. Closing of borders and shipping ports around the world made it harder to get resources for your business. Changing suppliers is hard and can take time, which seem to be fading. In the short run, it is harder to switch all or most of your factors of production. For big businesses, this might be easier to do because you have more resources and cash on hand. Small businesses don't have as much. Small jobs. The pandemic led to layoffs in both big and small businesses. The amount of people laid off in small businesses is more dramatic or drastic compared to bigger companies. Because small businesses already lack the amount of labor big companies have, losing people can kill the business. 60% of small businesses in about the beginning of 2021 reported that they had not gotten back to their original number of employees, which means they can't operate as normal as they did before the pandemic, which means that even now, the pandemic still affects their business. People employed by small businesses and even the owners themselves lost their jobs. This can badly affect the local economy. Money that was there, that was going back into the community, is now lost. Jobs were lost. Government fix. The struggle of small business owners was heard by the government. The government started giving out PPP loans to help small businesses stay afloat. According to several different sources, big businesses got the most out of PPP loans, which were specifically targeting small businesses. And some of the big companies were getting large amounts, and it kind of, made there be less funds for small businesses. This error funneled funds that could have been used to help our small heroes into big corporations, which is a big no. It is said that 6 in 10, about 57%, small businesses had a hard time applying for the loan itself. So in this way, the government tried, saw lack of small businesses, which it needs to, grow the economy, and tried to fix it with the PPP loans, but that actually got corrupted by big businesses and people who did not own businesses at the moment. Some would apply for the PPP loans just to see if they could, commit fraud and get money. Three, two, one. Three things I learned is that, well, in July of 2020, it was estimated that about 400,000 businesses had permanently closed during the pandemic. Supply chain hardships affected small businesses just like it did big businesses. Because honestly, most of the hardships you heard about, well, publicly, news channels were about big businesses complaining about, the supply chain, but it affected small businesses too. They just didn't get, the same amount of news coverage. Most found it hard to apply for the loan, which was so weird when it was meant to help people. Two things I could use. Using domestic suppliers can cut down on supply shortages. And the fact that having a website allows you to reach more people and reach them consistently. And one thing I would like to learn more about is how the government handled the misuse of the PPP loans by big businesses. And here are my references. And thank you.